This is Chapter 1 of The Mutiny of the Bounty, abridged from William Bligh's narrative and other narratives. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by John Greenman. The Mutiny of the Bounty and Other Narratives by William Bligh. Chapter 1. The Voyage. Otaheite. About the year 1786, the merchants and planters interested in the West India Islands became anxious to introduce an exceedingly valuable plant, the breadfruit tree, into these possessions, and as this could best be done by a government expedition, a request was preferred to the Crown accordingly. The ministry at the time being favorable to the proposed undertaking, a vessel named the Bounty was selected to execute the desired object. To the command of this ship Captain W. Bligh was appointed, August 16, 1787. The burden of the Bounty was nearly 215 tons. The establishment of men and officers for the ship numbered 44, and with the addition of 2 men appointed to take care of the plants, made the whole ship's crew amount to 46. The ship was stored and victualled for 18 months. Thus prepared, the Bounty set sail on the 23rd of December, and what ensued will be best told in the language of Captain Bligh, whose interesting narrative we abridge. My instructions relative to the voyage, furnished me by the Commissioners of the Admiralty, were as follow. I was to proceed, as expeditiously as possible, round Cape Horn to the Society Islands. Having arrived at the above-mentioned islands, and taken on board as many trees and plants as might be thought necessary, the better to enable me to do which, I had already been furnished with such articles of merchandise and trinkets as it was supposed would be wanted to satisfy the natives. I was to proceed from thence through Endeavour Strait, which separates Australia from New Guinea, to Prince's Island in the Strait of Sunda, or, if it should happen to be more convenient, to pass on the eastern side of Java to some port on the north side of that island, where any breadfruit trees which might have been injured or have died were to be replaced by such plants growing there as might appear most valuable. From Prince's Island or the island of Java, I was to proceed round the Cape of Good Hope to the West Indies, and deposit 1/2 of such of the above-mentioned trees and plants as might be then alive at His Majesty's Botanical Garden at St. Vincent, for the benefit of the Windward Islands, and then go on to Jamaica, and having delivered the remainder to Mr. East, or such person or persons as might be authorized by the Governor and Council of that island to receive them, make the best of my way back to England. Setting sail from Spithead, as I have mentioned, on the 23rd of December, 1787, we arrived early in April, 1788, without any special incident having occurred, in the neighborhood of Cape Horn, round which, according to my instructions, I was to direct my voyage. By no possible exertions, however, could we make way in that route, owing to unfavorable winds. On the morning of the 9th April we had advanced the farthest in our power to the westward, being then 3 degrees to the west of Cape Deseada, the west part of the Strait of Magellan. But next evening we found ourselves 3 degrees 52 minutes east of that position, and were still hourly losing ground. It was with much concern I saw how hopeless and even unjustifiable it was to persist any longer in attempting a passage this way to the Society Islands. The season was now too far advanced for us to expect more favorable winds or weather, and we had sufficiently experienced the impossibility of beating round against the wind, or of advancing at all without the help of a fair wind, for which there was little reason to hope. On the other hand, the prevalence of the westerly winds in high southern latitudes left me no reason to doubt of making a quick passage to the Cape of Good Hope, and thence to the eastward round Australia. Having maturely considered all circumstances, I determined to deviate from my instructions, and to bear away
Sample complete. Ready to continue?